Okay, let's just get straight into it, shall we? You've seen the movies, maybe even your friends, or hey, maybe you yourself have found yourself thinking, that older guy actually kinda works. We're talking about the phenomenon of why older men often become more attractive to women as they age. And no, before you jump to conclusions, it's not always about the yacht or the trust fund. Though, let's be real, a little stability never hurt anyone, right? But there's so much more bubbling under the surface. It's a mix of psychology, biology, and some serious social vibes. Ready to spill some tea on this? Let's dive in. First up, and this is a huge one, confidence. Young guys? Often still figuring things out, a bit insecure, maybe trying too hard. Older men? They've usually been there, done that, and bought the t-shirt. They know who they are, what they want, and what they bring to the table. That self-assuredness, that quiet strength, it's incredibly magnetic. It's not about being arrogant, it's about being comfortable in your own skin. And trust me, that energy is palpable. It signals stability and a lack of unnecessary drama, which is a major win for anyone looking for a steady relationship, don't you think? Speaking of drama, let's talk about emotional maturity. Ever tried to have a serious conversation with someone who immediately gets defensive or shuts down? Yeah, no fun. Older men tend to have more life experience, which often translates into better emotional regulation. They've weathered more storms, seen more ups and downs, and learned how to process emotions without blowing up or retreating. This means they can offer stable support, understand different perspectives, and communicate effectively. It's like they've upgraded their emotional operating system, which is a huge relief when you're looking for a partner, not another project. Okay, so imagine someone who's seen the world, literally and figuratively. They've traveled, built careers, navigated complex family dynamics, maybe even started over. This rich tapestry of life experience makes them incredibly interesting. They have stories, perspective, and a broader understanding of how things work. This isn't just about sounding smart, it's about having wisdom that helps them make better decisions, offer sound advice, and generally navigate life with more grace. Who wouldn't want a partner who can share fascinating insights and guide them through challenges? It's like having a built-in mentor, but like a really hot, distinguished mentor. Let's be real, status and security play a role. And yes, sometimes that does include financial stability, which is often a byproduct of a long career and responsible decision-making. But it's not just about money, it's about the feeling of security that comes from being with someone established. They often own their home, have a stable career, and aren't living paycheck to paycheck. This provides a sense of calm and predictability that's super appealing. It frees up mental energy from worrying about basic needs, allowing for deeper connection and shared experiences. It's about knowing they can handle their own, and maybe, just maybe, yours too. Now, let's dip our toes into something a little more primal, shall we? There's a theory that for some women, an older partner might subconsciously signal better genetics or a higher capacity for providing and protecting offspring. This isn't to say every woman is thinking babies when she sees an older man, obviously. But evolutionarily speaking, traits like stability, resourcefulness, and emotional maturity were all highly valuable for survival. So, while we're modern humans, some of those ancient wires might still be humming, making an established, older man seem like a more fit partner. It's fascinating how deep some of these instincts run, right? Alright, let's tackle a huge misconception head-on, because it needs to be said. The idea that women only date older men for their money is, frankly, reductive and often insulting. While financial stability is a perk for some, it rarely is the sole reason. Most women are seeking genuine connection, respect, and shared values, just like anyone else. Focusing only on the financial aspect completely ignores the emotional depth, intellectual stimulation, and genuine partnership that can exist in these relationships. It's lazy stereotyping, and it diminishes the real reasons we're exploring today. Let's move past that, shall we? Here's another gem: patience. Older men often have a lot more of it. They're typically less impulsive, less prone to dramatic mood swings, and more willing to listen and understand without immediately reacting. They've learned that not every little thing needs a grand reaction, and sometimes, just being present and supportive is enough. This kind of calm, steady presence is incredibly soothing and makes for a much more peaceful and nurturing relationship environment. It's like they've leveled up in the game of life and unlocked the super patience power-up. We all want a bit of that, right? Okay, but can we just take a moment for the silver fox aesthetic? Because it's real. Think George Clooney, Jeff Goldblum, Idris Elba. Many men genuinely become more distinguished and, dare I say, hotter as they age. The gray hair, the laugh lines, the knowing look in their eyes, it adds character, gravitas, and a certain je ne sais quoi that younger, smoother faces just haven't earned yet. It's not just about traditional good looks, it's about a rugged elegance and the story etched into their features. This isn't universally true, of course, but for a significant portion of women, the distinguished older look is definitely a major draw. Another fantastic aspect that comes with age and experience is often improved communication skills. Older men have typically had more practice navigating complex conversations, both professionally and personally. They tend to be better listeners, more articulate in expressing their thoughts, and less likely to resort to passive aggressiveness or games. They've learned the value of direct, honest communication and the importance of truly hearing their partner. This creates a much healthier, more functional relationship where issues can actually be resolved instead of festering. It's like they've mastered the art of talking and listening, which is truly a superpower. How many times have you dated someone who was still trying to find themselves? It's exhausting, right? Older men generally have a clearer sense of self, their values, their passions, and their place in the world. They're not going through an identity crisis every other Tuesday. This self-awareness means they're more grounded, more consistent, and less likely to drag you along on their journey of self-discovery. They know what they want, what they offer, and what their boundaries are, which makes for a much more stable and predictable partnership. It's refreshing to be with someone who's already figured out a lot of the big stuff. Okay, controversial, but let's talk about it. For some women, the appeal of traditional chivalry is still very real. Opening doors, pulling out chairs, offering their jacket, planning dates, these gestures, while not universally expected, can feel incredibly thoughtful and respectful. Older men often grew up in an era where these acts were more commonplace, and they might naturally embody them. It's not about being helpless, it's about appreciating a partner who shows care and consideration in tangible ways. It can add a certain old-school romance to a relationship that many find incredibly charming and refreshing in today's dating landscape. There's a deep sense of psychological safety that often comes with an older partner. It's the feeling that you're with someone who can handle challenges, protect you, emotionally, if not physically, and provide a stable anchor in a chaotic world. They're less likely to be swayed by fleeting trends or societal pressures, offering a solid foundation. This feeling of being truly held and supported allows women to relax, be themselves, and feel secure in the relationship. It's not about being fragile, it's about finding a sanctuary, a calm port in the storm. And who doesn't want that kind of peace? Honestly, one of the biggest draws is often the absolute lack of game playing. Older men, generally speaking, are way past the stage of pretending not to care, playing hard to get, or sending cryptic texts. They're more direct, more honest about their intentions, and more likely to actually communicate like a mature adult. This eliminates so much of the stress and confusion that can plague younger relationships. It's refreshing to be with someone who says what they mean and means what they say. Who has time for mind games when you're looking for real connection, right? Time is precious, after all. Okay, but let's not paint everyone with the same brush. An older man isn't automatically a beacon of maturity. There's a misconception that every older man is wise and grounded, when in reality, some can still be stuck in a Peter Pan syndrome, refusing to grow up, take responsibility, or face their issues. Age doesn't automatically grant maturity, and it's super important to distinguish between a genuinely mature partner and someone who's just older in years. Always look beyond the number and assess their actual behavior and emotional intelligence. Don't fall for the age halo effect. Ultimately, the why not factor comes into play. If there's a genuine connection, mutual respect, and shared values, why should age be the sole determining factor in a relationship? Love, attraction, and partnership can blossom between people of all ages. Focusing too much on the number can blind you to truly compatible and fulfilling relationships. When an older man embodies confidence, emotional maturity, life experience, and provides a sense of security and genuine connection, the age gap often fades into the background. It becomes about the person, not the birth certificate. And that's pretty beautiful, isn't it? So, when we zoom out, it's clear there's a powerful cocktail of reasons why older men can be incredibly attractive. It's not a single factor, but often a combination of that rock-solid confidence, deep emotional intelligence, a lifetime of fascinating stories, and a refreshing sense of security. These aren't just superficial perks, they're qualities that contribute to a stable, respectful, and deeply enriching relationship. It's about the full package, the whole vibe, and the distinct advantage of having a few more years under your belt. And honestly, who can argue with a good vibe and a stable partner? Nobody, that's who. Alright, that's the lowdown on why older men often become total magnets for women. It's a mix of deeply ingrained psychological triggers, the wisdom forged by life experience, and the undeniable appeal of a man who knows himself and what he brings to the table. Whether you're dating, just curious, or an older gentleman wondering what your secret sauce is, hopefully, this gave you some serious food for thought. What do you think is the biggest draw? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more deep dives into dating and relationships, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. See you next time.